Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This is your angelic horoscope transmission for the week of the 22nd to the 28th. I'm Pastor Rosemary. Thank you for joining us. This is a week where the theme is going to be all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You've heard that before. It's an old saying. And if people think you're a little edgy, it's because you're trying not to be dull. But, you know, sometimes when you're working too hard and becoming a workaholic, well, a little R&R is in order. And this is the week when that's going to be available to you, all you workaholics out there. Everybody's addicted to something, right? And that's going to be a very special day that we'll get to at the latter part of the transmission when we get into the health portion, because it's later on in the week. But to start the week off right, what we're going to tell you is that you can pray to your angel of the day, your guardian angel of the day. And those don't change, and we've put them in the description box below. Now, so if you want to look those up, just look in the description box below. All right, also, beginning this week with the love transmission, starts right off on the 22nd, on Sunday, because that day you're going to wonder, the planetary aspects and angelic forces are going to make you wonder, is so-and-so that's my friend, is that a friend or is that someone who's a romantic interest? Because I just can't tell. Are they a friend or are they romantically interested in me? Do they find me appealing or attractive in a romantic fashion? Well, if you try to push that too hard on the 22nd Sunday or on the 23rd Monday, you're going to have a hard time. Why? Because the planetary aspects that we're going to get to in the Afterglow at the end of this transmission, of this vlog, you know, it's just not, the aspects just aren't there. When the angelic forces aren't working with you, it's not that they're working against you, it's that you just have to let things go through their proper growth period and come to be what they truly are. If you try to push something, if you're trying to force something, that means that the ego's in the way. Because everybody feels the same about everybody. People like other people that look like themselves. People like themselves. People are into themselves, obviously. People want to hear themselves talk. People want to see themselves. People want to see themselves represented. People want everybody to think like them. People want everybody to use the same words they use. Birds of a feather, right? Flock together. Well, that's going to be true. So, however you feel about somebody, that's how they feel about you, in exactly the same way. And if you think that, oh, they like me, but I don't like them, or I like them and they don't like me, if you're thinking that, that's just the ego. That's either their ego getting in the way, or it's your ego getting in the way. It's very simple. And if you're trying to make it complicated, that's your ego too. And if you're skeptical, that's your ego too. And the ego is Satan. It's the part of you that's negative and skeptical. Skepticism is the very nature of Satan. Okay. Now, on the 24th, on Tuesday, that's the day when the planetary aspects and the angelic forces are stepping up to the plate to enable you to take true romantic relationships to the next level. But if you want to take it to the next level, you have to make sure that you're ready to commit to that level, and that means you see the levels that you're going to go beyond that. So you give a promise ring if you want promises of exclusivity, and if you want promises of total commitment and a life together, that requires an engagement ring, and that requires setting a date for your wedding. And then when it comes to the wedding, you need to give the wedding ring. And if it's not of sufficient financial amount, nobody's going to take you seriously. So it has to be of specific financial amount. And nobody should be giving away any favors, you know, before the wedding. Because if you do, nobody will take you seriously. Why should they buy the cow when you get the milk for free? It's just common sense, right? Because you're going to end up with nothing. All right. So, the money bone of contention is going to come up. The financial wars are going to come up on the 25th. Financial quarrels, financial disputes, financial money battles. When Abruel, the angel of the moon, is going to come up against the angel of Saturn this week, which is Captiel. Okay, Captiel. This is the day, the 25th, hump day, Wednesday, when people want to find out if they can, you know, kind of backdoor people, kind of Trojan horse people, you know, sneak in and find a way to steal money, and, you know, I'm going to kind of sneak in and I'm going to kind of stall and see if I can, you know, fool you. People are going to want to try to fool you, because nothing makes people feel better than when they fool you out of your money, or when they trick you out of your money. So just understand that that's the day, Wednesday, when people are going to try to do that to the naive and the unsuspecting and the stupid. So don't be stupid. Understand that. People get a big bang out of fooling people, especially when it comes to their money. You know, I'm going to promise you this, and then I'm just going to steal from you everything you've got, and then I'm going to laugh at you and shove it in your face. But I'm going to warn you before I do it, because that gets me off the hook, you know, spiritually. So if they've told you they're going to do something horrible to you, they are. You can bet on it, because that's in the 3D realm, that's the way it goes. So just be smart about it. Don't be stupid. All right, now, regarding your health, the health matters are going to be in your favor on the 27th. All you workaholics are going to be given a day of rest. The planetary aspects are null and void that day, not much going on, kind of empty that day. So you want to just go ahead and do something fun, do something healing, do, you know, engage in your favorite sport, engage in your favorite amusement or leisure activity. It's a day to nurture yourself, a day for health, a day to kind of, it's a Friday, just a day to kind of let loose and just allow things to just be. You know, go for a hike, go surfing, go hang gliding, go play soccer, do something. It'll be good for you. And it's a day to clear the mind and know that you've done well. And it's okay to take a day off once in a while. And on that day you'll have a lot of healing. So this week, sort of just to summarize and highlight, remember, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And he's gotten kind of upset, so you want to kind of watch out who you've upset. Also, you want to be careful, because Little Red Riding Hood is going to be sought after by the big bad wolf, and a lot of big bad wolves. So Little Red Riding Hoods need to sort of not trust, okay, the big bad wolf. Also, Goldilocks needs to understand that bears want to kidnap her and take her away, whereas bulls are glad she's around. That's in the financial arena, and that's these bones of contention. Again, people want to fool you. Kind of like how they mentioned that one side won the war when actually they didn't, and then, you know, people made a lot of money. So it's a week when people are going to get fooled financially. And you want to pay a lot of attention to people you trust, people you know are paying attention, because they're always right. And remember, it's the subconscious mind that brings things to fruition, as long as you're not trying to control it. If you can just imagine, not try to control it, and be positive, everything goes your way. If you're trying to hurt people, that means you're trying to control it, and you're just having a temper tantrum, and that's destructive behavior, and that's negative behavior. That's not going to pan out. Only the positive is going to pan out. And anything that looks negative, remember, it's only an illusion of light. The things that are real are the firmness and the stance of your relationship with the Holy Mother Mary, with Jesus Christ, her Son, and God the Father. Now, for your afterglow, the planetary aspects this week, just the highlights here. On the 22nd, the day of the Archangel Michael, that's Venus conjunct Mars. On the 23rd, Monday, the Archangel Gabriel, that's Sun square Saturn. On the 24th, Tuesday, the Archangel Camael, and that's Venus trine Saturn. On the 25th, Wednesday, the Archangel Raphael, that's the Moon opposing Saturn. On the 26th, that's a Thursday, and that's the Archangel Metatron, Mars trine Saturn. On Friday, the 27th, that's the Archangel Uriel, and Uriel is going to take a day of rest. That's the day when there's not very many planetary aspects, and really none to speak of. It's a void day when there's just not much going on there. So that's a perfect day for the Archangel Uriel to take a rest. That's a Friday, and a well-deserved rest. That's the day, it's a Friday, that's the day that people should really look to get some R&R. Otherwise, you might go a little crazy. Seriously. Especially all you workaholics and you earth signs. On the 28th, Saturday, the Archangel Captiel, and that's the Moon trine the Sun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. That's the Angelic Horoscope transmission for the week of the 22nd through the 28th. That is Sunday through Saturday. I'm Pastor Rosemary, and join us again next week.